Super Mario 64 is arguably one impressive game for Nintendo's first 3D system. It defined the genre and really was unlike any other game at the time. So let's take a look at a ROM hack that uses Super Mario 64's engine to create something very unique and super cool. So before we get started, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see future reviews just like this one, and let's review Super Mario 64 Land by Kaze Emanuar. Let's get started. Kaze Emanuar has developed some amazing ROM hacks, and they're usually known for the quality and polish and effort that he puts into them. Super Mario 64 Land takes the linear gameplay of Super Mario 3D World and Super Mario 3D Land, and mixes it with a bit of Super Mario Galaxy to create something that is really unique and very different. The story is pretty basic, and basically what happens is that Toad gets the boring job of guarding the negative star, which is a powerful star that has negative power. Poor Toad. Bowser steals the negative star, and I mean, it was quite expected. And just like any Mario game, Mario must go on a journey to find him and get the negative star returned back to the castle or wherever it's being stored. The gameplay is extremely smooth, with decent enough controls that allow Mario to be a lot more precise. There's a lot of cool moves that are in Super Mario 64 Land, and originate from other Mario games. The spin float is from Super Mario Odyssey, I guess, but the ground pound jump from Super Mario Odyssey is in the game, which can help in some situations where you need a very high jump. There are 8 worlds to explore. They have their own hub world where you can collect stars, and some require some thinking, and they can be hidden, they can be puzzle based, so it's pretty cool. Each pipe takes you to a level, and there are usually 5 to 6 pipes in each world. There are 131 stars to collect, so there are even more stars than Super Mario 64 had. However, since the game is linear, each level unlocks when you get to the finish line of the previous level, just like how it would work in traditional Super Mario Bros. Games. Your goal in each world is to get enough stars to enter the boss fight, and of course once you beat the boss fight, you can continue to the next world. You also have a star counter for each world, but the stars that you collect in other worlds are only worth half a star, so the game encourages you to collect the stars in the world instead of relying on the other stars that you collected in previous worlds. The world themes in this game are extremely creative. Some of the levels that stood out to me were the Toy Room level, the Super Mario Bros. 3 level, and the Mario Kart level. It really looks nice, and to be honest, it doesn't really even look like Super Mario 64 anymore. It looks like a completely different game. I guess some of the graphics give that away, but overall it looks amazing. There are also new power-ups, with the most notable ones being the Tanuki suit and the cat suit, which pretty much do the exact same things from the Mario games that they originally appeared in. Of course, there are some things that are not quite exact because they aren't exactly the same because they're made in a different engine, but you can totally tell that they pretty much do the same thing. The cat suit is probably the most annoying power-up, being that the cat dive is way too slow and can easily kill you. The levels in the game are all very different from each other too. They have different star objectives, so some will require you to reach the finish line, or get 100 coins, or solve secret puzzles, so they have multiple stars. However, the difficulty of the levels vary from level to level, so I recommend that you save states wherever is needed because there are no checkpoints, which is extremely annoying and makes me really angry, especially when the level is long and you're towards the end and you just die. So yeah, there was a lot of rage and pain that went into playing this game. Some of the levels are just straight up confusing too, and sometimes I had to take risks just to see if I was going the right way, so I had to save state a lot. A good example of this is the bathroom level, where there aren't many arrows telling you exactly where to go, and I probably spent just 30 minutes trying to complete that level, and I guess I actually never really got to the end of it because I only got one of the stars, so yeah, at that point I had enough. Most of the levels have also brand new objectives and mechanics that weren't present in Super Mario 64. Some of these things are from recent Super Mario games, so it's really impressive that these objects and platforms were even implemented. Like the switches, I don't even know how those were even implemented. It's pretty cool. Oh, and did I mention the boss fights? Of course I didn't yet. So the boss fights in the game are probably the most impressive thing I have ever seen in a ROM hack. They are all original and also vary in difficulty and style. Some of them are more puzzle based, while some of them are more platforming based, so it's really fun, and when you defeat them, it's very satisfying, especially when it destroyed that stupid sun. On each level, there are also ranks. If you get an A rank on the levels in a world, you will be able to get a star from the Toad House. This is very difficult to do, so it would have been better if the rank requirement was lower for the first couple worlds, and then of course, once you get to world 8, it would be a higher level, so I didn't really like that, and the rank is determined by the score, which is the time that it took for you to complete the level and things that you collect and destroy. The graphics in the ROM hack are very well done for a Nintendo 64 game. There are even some tweaks to some existing models and textures also. And the music is just incredible. Some of them are from past ROM hacks that Kaze has worked on, but some of them really just fit the themes of the levels so well, and there are some brand new originals and remixes for some stages, so it sounds really awesome. Overall, Super Mario 64 Land is a delight to play. It is definitely a unique type of game, and I believe that the game is even better than Super Mario 64. I know they're both different games, even though this is a ROM hack, but I really just love Super Mario 64 Land. However, there needs to be a little bit more polish in the game, especially with some instructions in some parts of the levels, and some of the levels need to be slightly tweaked to make the game a lot less frustrating and easier to play, especially for people who don't know all the controls and all the different things that you can do. So I give Super Mario 64 Land an 8.7 out of 10. Anyway guys, that's it for the video. If you would like to play the ROM hack, then go over to Kaze Emanuar's channel. There'll be a couple of links. And remember that you will need to patch your Super Mario 64 ROM. So I cannot provide the ROM, but I can provide the ROM hack. So you just need to patch it. There'll be some basic instructions on how to do so in the description, so do check those out. And of course, if you did enjoy this video, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see future videos just like this one, and I will see you guys in the next one.